Well, greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motor Cars here in Rogers, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our latest acquisition, and it is a real beauty, a 1938 Chevrolet Master Town two-door sedan. Boy, you're going to want to watch this entire video from start to finish because we are going to do a walk around and a cold start, and you'll get all the information. You know, Ellingson Motor Cars is in Rogers, Minnesota, which is just a northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and a mere 45 minutes away from the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. For those of you who want to come in person and take a look at our stuff, we always appreciate that very much, and it's really well worth the trip. If there's something you're looking for, Ellingson Motor Cars just may have it on your sales floor. But yes, 1938, you can look on our link at our website. It is www.ellingsonmotorcars.com, where you can find all the information on this car, pricing, plus have access to our over 100 additional vehicles we currently have on our sales floor. We have cars from the 1920s all the way up into the 2000s and beyond. We may just have that dream car sitting right on our sales floor. Maybe it's your first collector car or your 100th, or you need to fill in your collection. Take a look at our website. You can also give me a call at 763-428-7337, and we will do our very best to answer any and all questions you may have about any of our inventory. Well, let's get back to the story of this 1938 Chevrolet. Chevrolet was doing much better. They got through the worst part of the Depression. People were still very conservative and careful what they were buying, really needed to get value for what they were paying for. And these cars were no exception to the rule. Chevrolet was still making nice improvements. Stuff is still, getting on the mend, if you will. But the story behind this one is really unique in the sense that we do believe that the individual that we got the car from, his grandfather had purchased the car. So I know he had it for 45 years himself. So it's got really nice history, well taken care of for many, many years. But the last individual, of course, his job in his mind was to completely get this vehicle done. So it has had a complete restoration from top to bottom. Everything about this car has been improved, touched. It's probably better than it was in 1938, but that goes without saying. Quality of parts and paint and chrome, everything else is much better today than it was in 1938. Of course, this car comes with the ever famous 216 inline 6 Chevrolet motor that they used for many, many years. Very reliable, simple to work on. One of those things that's really nice about these older cars like this. The average guy, if you have some mechanical skills, you can actually work on this vehicle a little bit. 3-speed manual, floor-mounted shifter. It's something that if you know how to drive a stick, this is a very easy car to drive. It's beautifully refinished in Regency Blue paint all the way around. Just really nice. Pinstripe that goes down the side of the car as well. But these were kind of, plain Jane utilitarian cars. There is not a whole lot of extras that this car has, but it does have a few, like it does have the extra bumper guards in the front and rear. It does have the Chevrolet hubcaps, of course, with the painted wheels, with the black tires. Very, like I say, something that was probably very expected probably in 1938 when every dollar you were watching what you were spending, needless to say. But the two-door sedan really has some nice interior room. That's one of the things that Chevrolet was starting to work on. And look at the interior in this car. Beautiful mohair tan interior. Absolutely gorgeous. Very, very well done. I can see there's an extra deal that they put in this car that you probably didn't have in 1938, and that's seat belts in the front and rear. That was not something that any of these cars came with at that time. I don't know if people even hardly knew what they were, other maybe in a race car. It does have outside mirrors, so you can see. That was another thing, so you can see where you're going if you're going to the local car show. Nice trunk space in this car as well. Very, very nice thing to have. I do see there are some extra gauges underneath the dash, some, period-like looking gauges, so you have a little closer watch what's going on the engine and, oil pressure, temperature, fuel, and amp gauge as well. But original speedometer, that stuff is still all in place. They did add a really nice feature on this car that in 1938, this is the way you did turn signals. Well, they have added and built into the front fenders and in the rear a nice set of operating turn signals that mounted on the steering column. So that's just in this day and age, people unfortunately don't know if you put your arm out like this, they think you're pointing at something. Whereas, you know, with the turn signals, they actually have a feel for what you are actually doing. Now you can find all of our cars on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate it very much. Plus, you'll have access to this car, our current inventory, and some of the cars we have sold in the past as well. So that's why we always ask, go to our website, www.ellingsonmotorcars, for the most current inventory. You can click on the link right there, get in there. You can see it has arrival, current inventory, new arrivals, some specials every so often that we have as well. Get on our mailing list, get on our email blast so you are aware of what stuff is coming down the road. We also have a car finder on our top toolbar. So if there's a specific car you're looking for, by all means, sign up for that, put it in the system. So in the event that that dream car comes in, boy, you will be the first person that will be notified of that when that car is ready to go on our sales floor. Now, if you're like me, like I said, this is one of those cars that's just going to make someone just a really enjoyable first car. If you're looking for something in a much more reasonably priced example, beautifully restored car. Motor has all been rebuilt, of course. That was something I failed to mention earlier. And there was one other nice thing that they did do with this car. They upgraded from the original 6-volt system to a 12-volt system. So you have better battery charging, better lighting, all that sort of stuff. It, you know, they converted to an alternator rather than the old generator style. But, you know, if you're looking for something that you could actually drive, and I know this individual, he drove this thing everywhere. It was at every car show, you name it. It was something that you can get in, turn the key, starts up, and you can drive anywhere. But if you're like me, you might say, you know, I want to come and look at it in person. Well, by all means, come on down to Ellingson's. We are open Monday through Friday from 10 to 5, Saturdays 10 to 4. So you can come and go, yeah, I can touch that car. It's actually real. You know, it's in this day and age, it's just one of those things that we're more than happy to do anything. If you want to do a FaceTime with us to prove that we are real, we're happy to do it. One of those things I always tell people, that's one way to separate the real places from the non-real places, is ask them to do a FaceTime. If they can't show you the car, well, then I would kind of run away. Whereas we can certainly do that. Plus, you have nice information on the car. You have all the video, pictures. We try to do a really good job so you get a good, comfortable feel for anything that you're looking at. The other thing I always tell people, if you buy a Chevrolet or you buy a Ford, Studebaker, Hudson, whatever, join the local club or the national club. We always think that's just a really good source of information for you. It helps you get through if you have some additional questions about the vehicle. Plus, you'll meet people who love the cars that they love. People are very loyal, if you will, many times to a given brand. I know my dad was an Oldsmobile guy. Boy, he just liked Oldsmobiles as long as I could remember. He had them for many, many years. The other thing that we always can help you with is if you say you live out of state, we need to have the car shipped. We can certainly help make arrangements for that as well. Plus, if you have a question about financing, you know, a lot of local banks and whatever, they don't understand what a 1938 Chevrolet Master Town Sedan is. But we have sources that can help finance any of these type of projects, collector cars, if you will. So give us a call, 763-428-7337, and we'll do our very best to answer any and all questions you may have about this particular car or any of our other cars in inventory. Well, if you're looking for that first one, to me, this is such a nice entry-level car, high-quality restoration done by one of the shops that we actually use for doing any touch-up work or whatever we have on our cars. They did a great job on this car. You would not be disappointed. Well, thank you kindly. We appreciate you watching our videos, and we'll see you next time at EllingsonMotorcars.com.